Hey, what's up, Warren? This is a quick demo video for you for your Raxus Starkiller by Sean at SP Sabers and myself. You wanted the clean version. You were the only one to do that, so I went ahead and I did yours individually this week because the rest of them I'm kind of doing in groups. So we've got this all done, or I've got this all done for you today, rather. This is installed with the Taco Shop chassis. So part of that chassis is the add-on here for the chamber piece. It's a very nice piece that Carlos designed. It really kind of sets off the chamber. You asked for the titanium pieces, so you got your two titanium rods here. Titanium holder for the crystal, the upper piece, and then the rod coming down. I did not glue in the rod. The rod unscrews. If you wanted to get in there and unscrew that, you could and put the brass one in. The brass inserts that we didn't use will be in your kit. Everything's in your kit that we didn't use. All right. I did use the smoky lenses, but again, you'll have a clear option and a clear red option in your kit as well. All you have to do is just unscrew them and then screw the new ones into these greeblies. All right. You have, this is a Carl Chen V4 Neopixel connector in here. This still has, you got your slide down shroud right here for your secondary crystal chamber reveal, which is really cool. So you can slide it down or you can take it off. May want to watch sliding it just a little bit because this is the clean version. I've not had to deal with this before, but since it's not weathered and you can see everything on this handle, it'd be a little bit more prone to being scratched. So if you wanted to just take that completely off, you could pop the shroud off very easily, and you've got those 6 magnets holding it in, and then it holds the shroud in there very well when you're not using it. All right. How to get to you? Oh, sorry. Before we do that, 2 buttons set up here. So these are low profile tactile switches. Your front switch will be your power. Your back will be your auxiliary switch. I wanted them as low as could possibly be to not get in the way, but they're still very easy to press, and I'll show you how to do that. All right. If by some chance you want to swap out your titanium rods, they are held on there with some CA glue, but you can pop them off with enough force and glue in your brass ones. All right. Now to get to your chassis, you just want to unscrew the handle. Your taco chassis came from Craft Cloud, so I did not have to modify the actual handle of the saber at all. However, I did have to modify your battery cover a little bit. All right, so take your handle off. It is a snug fit in there, but it fits in there fine. You'll notice your battery cover here, which is right here. You may notice in person it's a bit shinier than the rest of the pieces because I had to hog off some material on this flange here, a little bit on this flange, and then I went through and I buffed it up. Now when I polished it back up to get rid of the scratches, it made it a little bit more shiny than the rest of the pieces. But what you can do, because this is brass, when you pop this off here, you won't have any magnets in the front. That's on purpose. I took those 2 magnets out so that they would not make these flanges protrude a little bit more. All right, but it's a tight snap fit in there. You won't have any problems. But because this is brass, over time it'll tarnish. So what you can do is just take it off, kind of rub it every so often, just kind of get your finger oils on it, and then set it off to the side and let nature take its course. It will darken up to the rest of the chassis over time. All right, you have an 18350 battery in here, so that battery will stay inside of this saber. It's a pretty tight fit. So when you're using a tool, kind of pry it from one side, go over to the other, pry it from the other side, go back and forth until you pop it out. It is a super snug fit in there. All right, but this battery cover, when you pop that on, that thing's not going anywhere. And of course, your kill switch right there. You have a fully enclosed 28mm Smoker's Outpost Elite speaker. And then flipping over here, this is your OLED screen. But when you take this off, this is your board cover. Let's take this off real quick. It's held on with magnets as well. But this is your Proffie board. So I got all of the fonts on here that you sent me. There's a copy of the config file on the SD card. Of course, I gave you, there's a 3-pixel accent strip on there so we can get some shine through these holes. And then if you ever want to make any changes, you just come from over here with a pair of tweezers, grab that SD card out, and with a 90-degree data cable, you'll need to have one of those to make all your changes because this board is glued down to the shelf. All right. But if you don't need to make any changes, you'll probably never even take that off. and that's a snug fit in there too. That's not going anywhere. Now you have a mix of sound fonts. You have a few from Grayscale, I believe, Kyber Shuttle, Kyber Strike. You have some K-Sith fonts. You've got Crimson Menace, LS6, and then you've got Tuscan Terminator from Jesse over at Kyberphonic. Some of those have different blade colors, right? Like, for instance, LS6, green blade for Luke. I originally, when I programmed this, I made this green also, the secondary chamber, but because I resin printed your crystal in red, it may be hard to see that right there, but I resin printed this crystal in red. When you're trying to shine a blue light through that red resin, it doesn't look very good at all. So what I did was I went back through, reprogrammed everything. No matter what sound font you're on, I did keep this crystal red. All right, that way it has full shine through. It doesn't look weird. And it's just doing its thing down here. All right, that being said, come over here and we can flip our kill switch. So every one of these has my custom OLED animation for when it boots up. It'll just copy like that. And then you have a pulsing crystal over here, and of course your main crystal. Your main crystal is a real quartz crystal, by the way. These are on a timer, so if we don't turn on right away, they'll turn off so they don't kill your battery. But if we come over here and turn this on, every one of these has a broken circuitry effect down here. You can see your spinning plasma gate when the Saber's on. I'll twist it off. Well, I forgot to show you the top of the board. So the top of the board will match your blade. This first font is my font, by the way. So I left my font, added your fonts for a total of 6. All right, so we'll turn it on. You got that red unstable blade. So all your LEDs are firing up. And then you can see that animation right here on the top of the board cover. All right. And we've got twist off. So now we just put our handle on. It is a tight fit, but everything goes fine. You won't have any problems. Line that all the way up. All right, come over here and hit power. This thing is turned up to 2100 and it sounds beefy. You've got that little bit of shine through right there where you can see your rotating plasma gate, or you can just come over here and slide this down. Right, then you've got that shine through as well, or that reveal rather. We'll go to another sound font by hitting auxiliary.
Luke Skywalker.
So this is what I meant, right? The green shining through the red crystal, or there's also a blue sound font. The blue shining through on the red resin did not look very good. I went ahead and I kept this red, but of course made your main chamber match the sound font and the blade. All right, so you got LS6. Gave you twist off. Let's throw a blade in here real quick. This guy takes a 7/8 inch blade, so you've got 2 blade retentions. This guy right here, you're just going to back it up just a few screw threads because it doesn't hold the blade very well, but it is in the blade socket just a hair. All right, but your main blade retention is going to be this upper button head screw right here on the bunny ears. All right, so just come over here, make sure that's out of the blade socket. Come over here and we'll put our blade in. Might do a little bit of sanding on your blade. If you don't want to do that, just be careful putting it in when you feel resistance stop. All right, we'll lock that down, and then we'll come over here and we'll lock our blade retention screw there down too. So blaster bolt deflex, just tap an auxiliary, like always. While blade lock up is holding it down and hitting the saber. It's right here. When you hold it up, it's right here. Let's go to another one. Now we're into the grayscale fonts. This blade style came with the font. It has a lot going on in it, but it seemed like the main color was kind of blue. So that's what the crystal chamber will be, or the main one anyway. All right? I put those two together, so the next one will be Kyber Strike.
Peace is a lie.
Now this one I left the crystal to be white because you had a lot of white flicker in the blade. So I just wanted to mix it up a little bit. Also with these crystals that I buy, this one is pretty smoky, so it has some really nice shine through, and I just thought that color brought out the crystal. It makes it very bright. A little bit of shine through right here and right here. Flash. All right, let's go to another one.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
Slide that back. Crimson. We're back to the beginning, which is mine. All right, so we'll go ahead and take the blade out. We'll just loosen this top screw here a little bit. Loosen this main greebly. Your blade should come right out. All right, and then I'm going to tighten these back up so I don't forget them. And we will go over your kill switch just so that you can see it's working properly. All right, just take our handle off here. Over here and turn this on. There's your battery meter. So you got about a little over half left, but we'll flip it off from right here and it kills everything just like it should. And that is basically your Raxus. Let me know if you have any questions. Thank you for your patience. I know this has been a long run. And if everything looks good to you, since it's Friday today, I'll box this up and get it out in the mail to you first thing Monday morning. All right? Thank you.